All these people were desperate to violate civil rights 2 days ago. Desperate. They called the police to do it. See those feet? When people want to violate constitutional rights, you're the first person they think to call. Doesn't that concern you?
It does sound concerning.
Yeah, it does. I can't give you my information because I want to exercise the principles enumerated in the Bill of Rights, most notably the Fourth Amendment in this case. What's up, everybody? Nice to see people jumping in here. In just a minute, I'm going to be walking up on the downtown King County Public Health COVID-19 screening location. This video is going to be a follow-up to a video that happened like 2 days ago, where I was here with Audit in the USA, and they called the police. Police responded about 6 deep and tried a bunch of intimidation. So what I'm going to do is I just have my camera here today, and I'm just going to set the camera in public facing the screening location. They broke social distancing, all the staff members. They started sticking their phones in my face. Called 911. This is it right here. And just see what we see. This is the security guard that called 911 last time. So I'm just gonna set my phone right here. Make sure it's set up correctly. See how many people come and go. And we're just gonna do a little narration here. We'll be filming everything. So yesterday, or not yesterday, but it was 2 days ago, we came to this same exact spot. You see this is an alleyway right here. We sat against the wall right here. This is the furthest point you can get away. There's also a public sidewalk over there. And we sat here, and we were immediately approached by this guy right here, and he called police, and the police responded. They were very aggressive and rude, and this guy who's on the phone right here is probably making a phone call about me right now. He said that the Constitution is invalid because of COVID-19, and I told him that it was a civil right, but he didn't care. He said that we were violating people's civil rights by filming in public. So there you go. How you doing, Noli D? Yeah, so these guys, they didn't care about the civil rights that do exist. They only cared about the civil rights that don't exist. The made-up rights, the made-up privacy concerns. You watched it, full of tyrannical behavior, yeah. When we got here the other day, the checkpoint looked exactly like this. It was pretty much empty. There was nobody here. As soon as we started filming, people started streaming out of the building, looking out of the windows up here. And, no one was reasonable, as usual. So, for anyone who's wondering, and I'll just reiterate here, the first thing the security guard said here when we came yesterday was that it's very, very dangerous, and it's not safe to be here, and that he was just looking out for our security. And then when the people came streaming out of the building, out of this door over here, the first thing they did was walk up, get in our personal space, and stick their phones in our face, and I'm talking 1 inch from my face. A lady came out in a pantsuit, and she stuck her phone 1 inch from my face. And another thing that happened was one of the doctors or nurses came out of here, and he walked from over there to over here, and he said, "We're just trying to do our job, and you're approaching us trying to stop us." So that's interesting, because I'm here trying to do my job, and he walked all the way over here to try to stop me. As soon as he got over here, he said I was trying to stop him from doing his job. Meanwhile, I'd never approached him, never said anything to anyone. It's all projection, and let me see, this is them creating the privacy they desire, and that's perfect, you know? I know it's kind of rude to say that they violated their ancestors and whatnot, but it's true, man. It's true. People died. People sacrificed. People suffered through slavery. People suffered through the civil rights movement and Jim Crow and all these different things. And as soon as anything happens, a little bit of a virus, or a big virus, whatever you want to call it, they want to violate it right away. This is the front of the building. Public Health, Seattle, King County, Downtown Public Health Center. 206-477-8300. It's pretty much kind of not much going on. Here's the guy who was just in the back. He's probably going to be hiding down there. They're definitely going to be calling the police right now, because yesterday the police told them that if we came back or if we did anything, to immediately call them. So that's probably what they're doing. I would never treat these people here like they treated me yesterday. Now, I would film them, and that might be an unpopular thing to do, but I would never get in their face. I would never stick a camera in their face, as they like to say. I would never do anything like that. But they'll do it. They're gonna have to close this whole thing off if they don't want me to see. And they're taking the picture. Look at this guy. Now, they always engage in the behavior that they object to. Yeah. The same day that we did this screening area, we did the polyclinic, and we did another hospital, private hospitals, and the result was totally different. As you can imagine, the polyclinic was very respectful. They answered questions. They let us walk right up to the point. They'd never even dreamed about calling the police. And the same thing with the other hospital. And the main difference between that is that this place is run by the government, and the other places are private hospitals. Yeah, just look at this. They're bringing out all these privacy shields, so that's good. That's like that's exactly how it should be. Here's the civil rights violator, guy who said the Constitution doesn't matter, and said that only civil rights that don't exist matter. That's very odd. I tried to explain it to him. When I put out my footage, you'll see I filmed the thing from the very beginning, and you'll see, here's another cam back here. You'll see that they're just not reasonable at all. Seriously malfunctioned. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I have been known to be an armchair lawyer. Yeah, about being an armchair lawyer, that's a good point. The law is very confusing, and I've been wrong a lot. I have no real interest in being a lawyer, but you do need to try to learn as much as you can if you're going to be out here filming, and you're going to be dealing with stuff like this. On the phone right there, as many of you probably know who watch audits, people, there we go, look at that, more screens, perfect. Create the privacy you desire or that's needed. Yeah, if you guys want to hide, you can put them right there, that'd be good. This lady wanted my civil rights violated yesterday. I asked her if that's what she was in for. She said nothing. I think this person wanted my civil rights violated the other day as well. Of course, these are county workers. These are government workers. I'll put out the videos of the polyclinic and you'll see they acted totally different and professional. I want to point something out to you guys, if you haven't noticed it. This is where all the staff members are. So the other day, they said they were trying to protect the privacy of patients, but if you notice that they're not doing that at all, they're just trying to protect the privacy of the public employees. They didn't put anything in front of these people's car over here. They didn't put any screens up over there on the lines where the actual patients would go. It's just them. This is the guy who said the Constitution was invalid because of COVID-19, the fat guy. The skinny guy's the one who got real mad when I told him his ancestors were spinning in their graves. Truth hurts, you know. This guy's telling him to cut it off, don't engage.
Absolutely.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
You're a smart man. All these people were desperate to violate civil rights 2 days ago. Desperate. They called the police to do it. See those feet? They're dancing.
Doing this for me.
Well, I was here the other day, and I walked up and I filmed from the.
Somewhere we have to have more compassion. When we wake up in the morning, we should have more compassion than we did yesterday. I mean, today than we did yesterday.
Right, but the people that work here, they had no compassion. They had no compassion for me. They told me this is a dangerous. Hey man, let me tell you something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They told me
Yes, sir.
this is a dangerous site. That there's all this contamination. You could get sick.
Is that what they told you?
A woman in a pantsuit
Uh-huh.
came out from this place. It looked like she was maybe like an administrator or something, somebody higher up in the clinic. She put her phone 1 inch from my face. She stood 1 foot away from me.
Because they were threatened.
That's not okay, man. The people here, and this is the woman who I was talking about.
Here, I wanted to share with you numbers and names of our communication specialists. If you want more information about the work that we're doing, you're more than welcome to call them. Here you go. Thank you.
This was the woman who put her phone in my face, 1 inch from my face yesterday.
I was just talking about being a better human. See, being a better human is not making another human look bad. It's being able to say, hey, I know.
This is an objective record. It doesn't make anyone look like anything. It makes me.
But your commentary does.
The commentary's the truth.
No, it's not the truth.
It is. She came up. She put her phone 1 inch from my face.
The truth.
She called the police to violate. Look, now she's waving with pride
the truth,
as I'm saying it.
Just chill out. The truth.
Chill out, man. How can you say that? These people, they all called the police. They called the police to violate civil rights.
Brother, I've lived a life. I have lived a life, so I know that you can chill out. I have lived a life.
I can chill out, but this woman over here, man, this woman over here is not okay. It's not okay.
If I reacted to being in this body, we wouldn't be talking right now.
You mean being in a black body?
Just being in this body, whatever you want to call it, whatever people see me.
Yeah.
As. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud to be called black or whatever it is. But I'm just saying.
She has a right to her opinion. The police are here now.
I wish we had more time to talk, because I really like your spirit, because I've seen you freeze a couple times, and I know you have a heart.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
But don't say those racial comments. That's not cool, man.
Well, you know.
I'm not affected by it, and so I'm just telling you, as a person that's not connected, don't use those things, man. It's not making anything better.
Officer Hayes with Seattle Police Department, just so you know you're all being logged and being recorded. What's going on today?
We just, me and him just
property
checked.
again.
Yeah. He was on the he did walk on the property, but we we were just having a fairly check.
Okay.
Just to let, but he did walk across the property. Just to
As it
let
was
you know.
told not to.
Is there anything you guys would like done, or?
It's up to she's the cat.
They said that if you want to
This is the King County Public Health Clinic we're at.
How you doing today, sir?
How are you? I'm doing fine.
I'm doing great.
All these are public employees. This is a public building, and they want me removed.
There's a copy of the incident number. Do you need that?
I think, yeah, we already have it on file. I'm just gonna wait for it.
So what I was just telling this man in the blue about just a minute ago, I'm sure if you're watching this, you know. I was just telling him about it, and now they're here again. They did the same thing, but this time they got, I was going to say they got one officer. You guys had like 6 or 7 officers the other day.
Oh, well, usually we just come to pairs, but it depends on what we're being asked to come to. So,
Well, you're responding to a report of constitutional rights right now.
okay. So, can you tell me what's going on?
I could, but the other day we were here, and we walked up to just document this point because we got a tip by email that people were being mistreated here, that were going through this line.
Okay.
So people who watch our channels, they reached out and said like this happened. So we walked up and we just stayed as far away as we could, you know, and within a very short amount of time, all these people here, the security guards, this lady came out. They said that the Constitution is invalid because of COVID. Civil rights don't apply here. And then they called the police to violate. The police responded 6 or 7 deep. They got in our face. They threatened us. They tried to block our path. They tried to restrict our movement. They whispered in my ear that they were going to put me in jail. You know? And that's obviously unacceptable.
That sounds unacceptable.
Yeah, definitely. And a sergeant came. I requested a sergeant. And the sergeant came, and you know what? He was the biggest asshole of them all. Well, the second biggest. The second biggest asshole. Yeah.
Okay.
The other guy, I wish I could know his name.
Do you mind if I just give your first name so I know who I'm talking to?
I do mind, yeah. I do mind.
Okay.
You know, I do appreciate your demeanor. You seem different than the other officers who responded the other day. I will say that.
Well, I just want this to be a cordial conversation to find out what's going on, and that's why I just asked if there's a name that you would like to go by, so that way we can keep this respectful.
Well, I'm a law-abiding citizen. You could just call me sir.
Okay, sir works. If that makes you feel comfortable, that's what I'll refer to.
That's fine, yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought one of you guys was behind me.
No, it's just him and I for right now. So, sir, I just want to make sure I got your side of the story correct. Was it a group or was it just yourself?
No, it was me and another guy.
Okay, you and another guy came here a couple days ago just to check to see and videotape to make sure like nobody was getting mistreated because you heard
Well,
that.
let me just wait till this passes because I got 100 people watching this right now. I want them to hear. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you and another gentleman arrived here to check to make sure that you guys heard that there was reports of people being mistreated here. Is that correct?
Yeah, a viewer that watches my channel emailed me and said that the staff and the security were aggressive here with people, and they were just essentially giving me a tip. It happens all the time.
Okay.
So we came here to see this. We didn't even know really about this. You know, we didn't know this was here, but before this tip happened, you know.
Okay.
So we came here and just to basically see it. And I didn't think we were going to catch anything. If you ever are interested in watching the video, you'll see when we walk up, we're like, wow, nobody's here. It's like, we're not going to be able to see anything. Maybe we'll just document and see if there's a line of people or if lots of people are coming in, how many people are staffing the checkpoint. And I even say to the audience, I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be like 5 minutes here because there's nothing going. I told this guy the same thing.
But I
He
just
didn't
want to make
care.
sure, like, you didn't threaten anybody. You're not.
I wouldn't threaten anyone, no.
Okay.
Like I told you, man, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I treat everyone I meet with dignity, you know, unless they earn, you know, the opposite.
I got you.
Like your other officers who were here. They were bad, man. They were bad police officers. They were bad,
So I
man.
can't say anything about that.
Well, I'm just telling you,
I
man.
apologize.
They're gonna get you hurt. They're gonna get you hurt by acting like that. Thousands of people are gonna see them act the way they did, and you know, people don't like that. This is America,
Okay.
you know.
So now
They
that-
wanted to arrest for the Constitution.
So was that kind of it? What just happened a couple days ago? Was that
Yeah, the police came. They threatened to arrest. The sergeant came, and then the sergeant was an asshole. But then he goes to the 6 officers. He's like, is there a crime being committed here? And the officers are like, well, no. And he's like, why are we here, you know?
Hello, sir. Is there anything I can help you with?
I just bought this and this is my place.
Yeah, so that's it, man. The sergeant was like, there's no crimes being committed. Why are we all here? And they look up, and they all look at each other like, well, we're here to intimidate this guy out of constitutional rights. And then they all drive away. And so now I'm back.
So, sir, can you tell me what happened today?
Yeah, today is essentially the same thing, except for I'm by myself. I came, I sat on the wall, just like I said before. I haven't filmed any patients. I have no interest in that. I have no interest in private information. Of course, you know, that's what they want to hide behind to violate rights. You know, private information.
Okay. Because that's just kind of my concern that when we're arriving here is like, are you deliberately going up and videotaping people?
No, I don't think my audience would appreciate that. Nor would I if I was driving up to a testing site. I'm not like recording license plates, people's faces, or their private information or anything. You see how they got the umbrella right there? Like I would go up there and like record them. But you know, the thing is that these people here that work here, the county workers and the security, they're hiding behind fake privacy concerns for the patients because they don't want to be on camera. Because they're embarrassed about trying to violate civil rights and calling the police. You should have seen how embarrassed they were after the police all drove away. They realized, did we just call the police to violate constitutional rights? And you know what, man? When people want to violate constitutional rights, you're the first person they think to call. Doesn't that concern you?
It does sound concerning.
Yeah, it does. And man, you are way different than the other officers who responded here, I'll tell you that much. Way different.
Well, you don't seem to be doing anything right now that warrants a crime or anything else, and we're having a cordial conversation, so I feel comfortable with where I am right now. And
Well, yeah,
I just wanna make sure you're comfortable.
I also feel comfortable because of your demeanor and because you're respectful. But these other officers who are here, man, you know, the way that they treated us and the way that I've been treated with them before while doing things like this, while filming, it seems weird because then when you guys come up and you guys are all nice and whatnot, or you're nice, you know, it's hard to treat you guys nicely when you treat us like shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Is there anything you were hoping to gain from the clinic today?
What do you mean?
Like COVID testing?
No, I just came here to document because they tried to violate civil rights. They called you guys to violate constitutional rights the other day.
Okay.
And
it's not like a report got written then or something like that?
I don't really know. All the police that responded were belligerent and threatening, and you know, they were saying that we couldn't go on the property, the police that responded, and then they tried to force us on the property. Isn't that a weird thing to do?
If you wouldn't mind, I could grab your name, your contact.
I can't do that because of the principal.
Okay. Gotcha. So, you want nothing done?
I didn't call you guys.
I know, but you said you're having issues with them, but we can't really help you. There's no report to go off of for any sort of paper or documentation for any sort of purposes.
Well, when government workers in a government clinic call the police department to conspire to violate civil rights and constitutional rights, that's something that's dealt with civilly, you know. I mean, you're not going to do anything about...
I'm just going to write a report saying I talked to you and I talked to them and pretty much everything was peaceful. You were on the sidewalk, they were on their property.
Did you guys know that coercion is a crime? Did you know that coercion was committed against me by these employees and the security and the police yesterday, or 2 days ago?
Well, I'm here trying to offer you an outlet for that. You know, I wasn't there yesterday.
A sergeant came and he told me to shove it up my ass, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell you that.
Well,
I'm just offering you a route to document it if you would like to do that.
if you guys want to give me like a number with a case number on it so I could get your body cam footage or something like this, then I would take it.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I need.
Okay. Can I grab your information so if I do write a report?
I can't give you my information because I want to exercise the principles enumerated in the Bill of Rights, most notably the Fourth Amendment in this case.
So I can't have your information for
No, of course not.
Okay.
That's the law.
Well, it's not necessarily law that I can't have any information from you. I'm
Well,
just trying to
the
expedite
Fourth
the
Amendment
process.
is the law. The Constitution is the supreme law of this country.
Yeah, I'm just doing my best because I was called here to document the situation. I was called to.
I understand.
And that's essentially just what
I
I'm doing.
don't blame you for asking.
Okay. All right. So you want nothing from me then?
Just the little card, with your name and like the little
Okay.
number that you guys give. I really do appreciate your demeanor. I wish that 6 of you would have responded the other day. You know what I mean? You know what would happen if these guys called you to violate constitutional rights and you showed up and you said, hey, I know it's unpopular what this guy's doing and you might not like it, it might hurt your feelings, but we have laws in this country and, we have to respect people's constitutional rights. Rights are, in particular, the First Amendment is about unpopular speech. It's not about the weather. You know what I'm saying? That is an advertisement for the Seattle Police Department. This is America. That would be an advertisement for you. But instead, you guys did the opposite. You surrounded, you got in our face, you coerced us, you threatened us. You tried to force us on the property that you told us to stay off of. Why do you behave so much different? Why do you and him behave so much different than the police that responded the other day?
I'm not even sure who responded yesterday. I don't even know if it was Seattle or not.
No, it was Seattle Police Department, yeah.
Yeah.
There was 6 or 7 of them. There was a sergeant.
Everybody's different, right? So.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what.
if you're a police officer, you got to abide by the law. You got to respect the laws. You can't be trying to intimidate citizens.
So I'm just gonna grab them or give them a business card just as they requested as well, and then we'll get on our way. Okay?
All right.
So, yeah, unfortunately, our little staff.
Hey, Rights, what's up, man? Sorry, I haven't been reading the chat at all, everyone. So, I really wish I would have put the video up for you guys to see so you could contrast, what this is a follow-up to. Eventually, I'll put out that video and you guys can see what transpired the day before, and you can see the police that responded. And you can see how these guys are much different than the other officers. Two unicorn police officers. Is this guy gonna get something to eat? Is that what he wanted?
We gave him some information for a shelter, so he can get some food, water, shelter.
Well, both of these cops seem good. Or, compared to the officers that were here the other day, these cops are angels. Right on. Pleasant police interaction in Seattle. It's hard for me to be pleasant with these guys because the other officers, they just act so badly, I don't know how many of you guys were here before, but I was telling this guy, it's this officer here, it's almost makes me want to mistreat him because the other officers are so bad, And you see this lady over here, the one who stuck her phone in my face, she still wants constitutional rights violated, and she's a government employee. That's all they care about. That's this lady right there. Not the lady in the blue, but the lady behind her. Hey, you guys taking off?
Yeah, we're out here.
All right, appreciate you. Have a nice day. Stay safe, guys. And I also took more videos, like I was telling this guy, of the polyclinic and some private places. And you'll see they act totally different. It's people who work for the government that think it's okay to act like this. You get better service at McDonald's. Those police officers were way more impressive than the others. It's honestly sad. The officers from the other day. It's really sad, man.